If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups, and if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
This won't end well. Sweet Baby Inc. has now gone as far as censoring Sonic the Hedgehog. Today's video comes from the Yellow Flash. His channel will be linked in the description, so you can go check him out and support him. Watch the end of the video to fully understand the implications of them now censoring even Sonic the Hedgehog and how this is going to further affect the gaming industry. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Sonic X Shadow Generations. So Sonic Generations is a game that has existed for a while. It came out on PS3 and Xbox 360, I believe. Sonic Generations being censored. This is when I first noticed it back in October 15th. They took this Rogue the Bat character and completely covered up her back, which is strange. Like, why are we covering her back? What's the reasoning for this? Why is her back taboo? But this is it right here. Hey, I don't mean to be that person, but Sega, can you stop doing this? I didn't think they'd censor Rogue further, but they've covered up her back now. It looks bad. It's impossible to put on with her wings, and nobody likes it. Stop being cowards. And there's more than just that. This is something I think they're doing for the entire series, I guess, with her. So there's outrage over bat back now. It's crazy. But this isn't it. There's more. And this makes me really wonder how much more there is, because the game's not even public yet, but there's already shit coming out like this. Now, this is really stupid. This is from Learning the Law. Apparently, in the Sonic Generations remaster, Sega thought Sonic holding Amy Rose's face was microaggressive and an example of toxic masculinity, so they changed the scene. They also censored Rogue the Bat. Nothing to see here, folks. Just your typical historical revisionism. By the way, they will delist the original on Steam as if it never happened. That's another thing I've heard.
So you're probably wondering, why are they going so hard? Why are they censoring even Sonic? Why are they going over toxic masculinity in video games? The simple reason is because they are trying to censor all male spaces. They're trying to censor any space that men even occupy. Even spaces that are not predominantly occupied by men, they don't want men there. They have come after the education system. They're indoctrinating men and boys there. They have come after every area of society. So now what's happening now? Men are walking away from society. Men are saying, okay, we're done. Even the gyms are now toxic for men. Men are attacked and shamed for simply stepping foot into the gym, working out, eye contact, or even glancing in their distance. Men are harassed if they go to Home Depot. It's spaces that predominantly men occupy. It's just gotten to that point. So, what are men doing? They're staying home and playing video games. What are these companies doing? Okay, well, we're going to push our agenda and our message in these games. So basically, men can play the games, but they want to ensure that these guys are not going to enjoy them. All right? And they're going to push their woke narrative, their indoctrination. Okay? Everywhere you go as a man, it doesn't matter if you are reading a book. It doesn't matter if you are playing a video game. It doesn't matter if you are watching a movie. It doesn't matter. Anything you enjoy, you need to be told you are toxic. You are the problem. You are not wanted. And it is solely your job to sacrifice yourself and then go away. That is the message. This is the culmination that we have reached with liberation. Okay? Empowerment. I don't blame feminism. This is not feminism. I've said this to you guys many times. Feminism is just the notion of equality between men and women. But here's the thing with equality. For things to be equal, it also comes with equal responsibility. So these women who are advocating and doing these things, they are not true feminists. Because you cannot have equal rights without equal responsibilities and equal accountability. All that they've done is used feminism in the guise of equality to get what they want and to destroy the lives of men and boys. Because they do not like us. And then these, as soon as we quarrel about it, they call us weak, they shame us, and they basically go to companies and let them know if they are not given what they want, they will Me Too you, they will go to the media, they will destroy you, and there's nothing that you can do to stop them. And how can this have happened? Because of the simps. I told you simps are agents of the state. I told you the simps are the reason why we are going through so much of this. The simps want to silence us. Okay? Their job is to reallocate wealth and resources from men to the state. Their job is to demoralize men. These men don't care about you. All they care about is getting access to money and women. And these are men who traditionally would not have access to either of those things because they are low value individuals. So this is their way of survival. These are terrible, terrible people that mean us no well. And it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. I have a GOG account right now, which is Good Old Games. It's a service that came out, is very similar to Steam, and it came out in 2008, I believe. It's from CD Projekt Red, and they've gone kind of woke themselves. But the service is really good because you basically can buy your games without any DRM. You get the installer for the games. They have games like even No Man's Sky on there. So it's not every game, but there's a lot of newer games on there, and you can download the game. You can, heck, redistribute the game if you want to. You can save the game on Google Drive, and you own the game. You can't resell it, but you could theoretically if you wanted to redistribute it, and it cannot be taken away from you. And I really see things going in that direction where that's what people are going to begin doing. Because I spent like $3,000 this year on Steam games, and I did not think that I was buying anything more than a license. What I did not realize is that that license can be revoked at any time. And when you're purchasing your games on Steam, it's basically just the equivalent of a long-term rental. And if your account is not in good standing, they can shut your account down. Doesn't matter how much money you spent on the platform, they can take everything away instantly, and that's it. You own absolutely nothing. They claim that they have like a kill switch, so if the service ever goes offline, there's a button they can press, and the DRM evidently will just vanish from all the games, and then people will be able to download their games and own them that way. But I don't trust them at all. Trust none of these large companies because they are absolutely toxic. All right, you will own nothing and be happy, guys. Let me tell you something. If buying is not owning, then pirating is not stealing. I'm not saying it's entirely true like that, but that's how people are going to treat it. Because if they're going to say, well, you will own nothing, but you will have to pay us for everything just like you own it, then people are going to say, okay, well, if buying is not owning, then pirating is not stealing. Because they are going to turn everyone against them. And of course, there's going to be the Sims, the PlayStation ponies, and all of the others. But the general audience right now, you can see that gamers are powerful and gamers are standing up. Guys, the kinds of commercials, like I saw a commercial from Nintendo. I won't show you the commercial because Nintendo would definitely flag me for showing you their commercial. And it's basically showing, like, these women playing games. And the women who they're showing are not women who would traditionally play games. Like, guys, gamer girls are an entire identity, and we're not talking about the women who are on OnlyFools and using OnlyFools or games to drive men to play games. Gamer girls have their own identity. They want beautiful women in games. They want to dress up like beautiful women in games. They want to look at beautiful women and beautiful men. Okay? There are tons of actual gamer girls out there, and they have the same so-called toxic ideologies that the men do. So the people that are trying to shut us down, they are not trying to make games more equitable for women, because women are gradually being erased from games. Okay? Because to be a man, you have to live up to the standards of someone else, while to be a woman, you simply just have to identify. So they are changing and expanding upon what it means to be a woman. It's all about control. 100% about control. All right? It's about having a society and a world where everyone no longer has an actual identity. Okay, where identities no longer truly exist, where you can basically be anything you say that you are. You want to be a cat, you can be a cat. You want to be a mouse, you want to be a mouse. But in reality, there is no such thing as gender, there is no such thing as human beings, there's no such thing as anything whatsoever. You know, it's basically all just a construct. Okay? This is a sick society and a sick reality we presently live in.
You know what the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff has made me realize? They will not stop until there is not one safe space for men to just relax and have fun. Like, they just want to infest every space a man can go to just relax and be themselves. Like the DEI and the ESG bullshit that gets infested into everything, it's also men cannot have a safe haven. Like, we already have to deal with the day-to-day bullshit, the minutia of the real world. Who the fuck wants to jump onto a video game and then have to deal with that as well? Like, they just get into every space and infest it and try to change it and twist it to their narcissistic worldview. Every single space. Like, they literally destroyed the American comic industry. Jumped in and destroyed it. All of our favorite franchises, they've jumped in and destroyed them. And now they look at gaming, the last safe haven for people to just go and have their escapism. And they see that you're having fun and they cannot stand it. And they just want to jump in and take it. And it's infuriating. It's like, it's so annoying. Why would you just want to ruin everybody's fucking experience with everything? Like, we do need to push back against companies like this. These fuckers, they have to go. Like, it has to stop.
The media and a lot of our institutions in society have bought into this for a lot of reasons that the media and other institutions in our society have bought into a lot of things recently, because they are going with the flow of consumerism. They're going with the flow of really what their base is telling them to do. And if the base is saying, I want you to crush men, I want you to crush this group or poor people or whatever it might be, they will do it in order to keep themselves in power and to disempower other people by keeping themselves afloat. And so kind of what I was alluding to earlier in terms of really not wanting men's voices to be heard, or elevating rather voices of men that are not embodying things that help men, I think it's a destructive thing, because they want to really keep their perch up top while at the expense of men, unfortunately.
I don't understand why men just shut down all the time. Like, how are you not comfortable talking about your problems? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, men aren't like us. They do talk about their problems. What they don't do is talk about their feelings. So we just randomly vent about everything happening that could possibly be making us feel a certain way. Men talk about their actual problem once they're ready to talk about it. Well, that's just stupid. Don't they realize other people can help them identify the problem? That's what therapists are for. Yes, but men aren't rewarded for that. Men are rewarded for self-sufficiency. You and I both know that we're drawn to men who exude confidence and dependability. Men know that, so they're not going to show signs of weakness, only signs of strength. Ooh, they're so tough. Classic toxic masculinity. Hey, how about instead of calling them toxic for being less like women, we build them up as men? You want them to open up about their struggles? Then how about you assure them that you know what they're capable of and just want to help them through this? Remind them that they have your respect even through these times. If a man feels appreciated and respected by you, you will get more transparency from him. But if you just want to keep lecturing men for shutting down, you will literally get nowhere. And men's issues will continue to be completely internalized and unaddressed.
And that's where the lie is. Because the moment that you open up, even if she consciously and openly says that she still respects you, she doesn't. She loses attraction to you. She'll eventually say that you're going to bring her down, and she will walk away, or she will go and find someone else if she already hasn't. And most of the time, they already have a plan B guy. Half of all women have actually admitted, half of all married women have actually admitted already that they have a plan B guy that they will leave their husbands for to go to, not a guy that they're simply, sleeping with on the side. No, a guy that they will already leave their husbands. They have a backup guy to leave their husbands for and go to. That's how women operate, and that's how women think. This is the reason why men know not to ever trust that your feelings will be validated and that your feelings are safe. Because when a woman knows that you are really going through something, that's when she really doesn't care. Okay? That's when she loses respect for you. When you look at Chad and Tyrone, the reason why Chad and Tyrone always seem to have everything together is because Chad and Tyrone are low-value men. They are low-value men. They have nothing to offer anyone. Hence, they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So, of course, you would be cool, calm, and collected if you have nothing to lose. You're not worried about paying taxes, all right? You're a broke boy. You're not worried about going to jail. If you go to jail, you go to jail. You're not worried about, taking care of business, being able to provide for a family, being responsible, being respectable. Of course you don't care about those things. You're just going to live off the land, live off the state, live off women, and let someone else subsidize that and take care of that. You're not going to worry about child support because a woman is going to go and she's going to find a man, a plan B guy, that's going to basically subsidize, the care of those children, provide for those children. That's why you have Tyrones that are freaking out and going after passport kings, saying that these men don't want to take care of their responsibilities, and that's why they're going overseas, because they don't want to be responsible anymore. They're responsible for what? For Tyrone's kids? For another man's kids? Because they're getting pissed off now that child support is going to become due. Because when a woman goes and she finds another man to take care of another man's kids, now these men are bailed out. And that's what these women always do. But now men are walking away from Western society, from spaces in Western society. They're saying, we're done with it. We're not going to play this stupid game anymore. But of course the Simps are pissed off. Of course the Chads are pissed off. Of course the Tyrones are pissed off. Because now they're going to have to take care of their own kids. If a lot of these people do not like the typical man, they do not want us to be happy, they want us to be miserable, they want us to sacrifice ourselves. I'm not going to play this video from a simp pastor to you, but all he does is say, you must sacrifice, and then you will have a legacy. So basically, the legacy for a man should always be a legacy of sacrifice. How disgusting is that?
So apparently the only way you can get this game now is if you buy some bundles, and that's probably because they missed them. I think they're taking it down from digital stores, which is a shame because the first one is still fine. I would imagine there's nothing changed to the first one. Separately, that's uncensored. You could always just buy the disc too. I mean, there'll be ways to play this game, but this is an all-time question mark. So here he is pushing her face back, and now in the new one, he gives her cupcakes. What? Ridiculous. Why do we need to change this just because he's face palming her? She was an overly attached fan who wants to be with him romantically. And she was very aggressive about it. She loves Sonic. That's how I've always remembered Amy. They've changed that. Now it's just, she just loves helping Sonic. She wants to be the most helpful person in the world to her friends. I mean, the first time I saw Amy was in Sonic CD, where she chased him around and tried to get his attention, and then she gets captured, of course, by Megasonic. But that's changed, and here's her new bio. So, a young, cheerful girl. Hedgehog. Amy can be a bit obsessed about chasing Sonic. She even claims to be his girlfriend. She's an energetic go-getter who lets nothing get in her way. Well, here's the new version. A cheerful girl who loves to help others, Sonic inspired her to be her very best. She's an energetic go-getter. With the help of her Pico Pico hammer and fortune cards, nothing gets in her way. I guess she doesn't flirt with him anymore either. So here's a 15-second clip from Dimitri Monroe, and he posted this right here.
You saved me, Sonic. I'll be sure to return the favor next time around.
Not really worrying about that right now, Amy.
Wonderful!
So that's it. So apparently she used to flirt with him, and that's gone. I don't know what's going on with this censorship. Like, this really seems ridiculously stupid. Putting cupcakes in there when he used to when he used to face palmer. I mean, is slapstick comedy dead? Because that's what that is. That's slapstick comedy. And they've removed that now because, well, it's offensive because he's silencing a woman. That's what I see it as. And she no longer, like, her whole thing was being a super fan that's in love with him. Like a girl to a boy band. I mean, he's a male celebrity and she likes him, so she's flirting with him and trying to, like, get his acknowledgement. I don't think that's a big deal, but now you can't even have that. Also, there's this fat shaming scene got removed. Here's the original. Thanks, Sonic. You did you did a good job back there. Hey, did you gain weight? Sim looking down. Now it's been changed to thanks, Sonic. Now then, tell me, where's the rest of my island? Changed for what? So they took out a fat shaming joke. And did this improve the game or make it better? No. This all just seems so unnecessary to me. This is ridiculous shit. And I like that it's not all like, you know, they'll say, oh, you can't see any boobs. Like, none of the censorship is like that in this game. So what's the cope going to be now on why you should be okay with this censorship? What's the cope going to be now? Because are you going to say, oh, you well, actually, I take that back because I'm sure there's some furries out there who probably are into this. Never mind. This is just stupid to me. And like, okay, so a fat joke has been changed. It is getting delisted. Sega has already confirmed that the original version of Sonic Generations will still be available. Okay. Oh, in bundles. So that's it. That's the only way you're going to be able to get it, in bundles. So you can't just go buy the game anymore. That's crazy, man. And it's also kind of erasing the history. This is what I hate about digital games and the way they do shit now, like not having physical copies. At least for the old games, we can go back and get the disc, right? And it can be preserved. But a lot of these games that are going to be coming out in the future, and a lot of them already right now, don't have physical releases. And it's crazy thinking about that. Like, they'll just go and start changing games from, I mean, when did this game came out? This game came out in the PS3 era. So it's been a while. So they'll just keep changing shit.
And guys, if you're enjoying the content, check out the Angry Guy Clubhouse. Get top expat and passport bro travel tips, digital nomad guides, passive income strategies, and hard-hitting Manosphere content. Free subscribers get access to videos, podcasts, articles, and community chat, plus receive the passive income blueprint and digital nomad blueprint just for subscribing. Paid subscribers unlock exclusive guides like the How to Build an Online Business in 24 Hours ebook, wealth building blueprints, and crypto updates. Join us now. Click the link in the description. And guys, also, let me know what you want in the Clubhouse. Let me know if you want gaming videos in there, if you want me doing, you know, articles covering these topics, if you want something kind of like Kotaku, Just Not Woke. Let me know what kind of content you want in the Clubhouse that will make you join, that will make you excited, because I work on the Clubhouse very hard, and I want it to be a place that you guys can go to talk with one another, talk with me, and interact, and really just enjoy yourself. So let me know what kind of content you specifically want in the Angry Guy Clubhouse. What this is just another continued attack on men, attack on masculinity, basically trying to silence men, demoralize men. They don't want us to be happy. They want us to be miserable. Guys, it is about making us as miserable as possible, because misery loves company. All of these people are miserable. They're angry. They do not like humanity. They do not like life. All right. And they especially do not like us. They don't even like women. Trust me, they don't like women. Because if a woman does not agree with the lunatics, then they try to immediately silence them. And that is an absolutely horrible and horrific thing. Of course, I will not be picking up this piece of crap game. I will not. You know, I wish I never knew that Sonic Generations was such a great game. Evidently, the original, because this is based on this is just basically a remastered version where they've added Shadow the Hedgehog into it. And I had no idea that Sonic Generations was really a great game like that. Had I known, I would have considered picking it up. Because I've picked up a few different Sonic games. I've definitely picked up a few different Sonic games. Maybe I do. I don't know if I actually have sought that out. But, you know, and they're going to delist the original because the original is no longer appropriate. Oh my gosh. I did look on GOG to see if the game was on GOG, and it is absolutely not on GOG. And, you know, what they've done is Sega just updated their policy to let you know that you will own nothing. Like, you do not own the game and so forth. And they want you to understand that you have no ownership of their games. So it makes perfect sense that you would not see these games on GOG, which is Grand Old Games, it's good old games, and you get the installer for your game so you can install the games yourself. And, you know, they cannot take it away from you. You can back them up. I'm going to basically build my own little home server. It's something I should have done. It's something I should have done a while ago, and now I'm going to have to do it because I have like a terabyte of storage on my MacBook Pro, but it's obviously it was a mistake, like not creating a home server. I remember like talking to this guy about like when I was trying to like fix my older Mac before I decided to just purchase a brand new one. He was like, "Dude, you need to get a home server." And he starts and he doesn't even know me, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, well I'll talk to you." And he's like trying to convince me to just, like get a home server, and I'm like resisting the idea. And now I realize I'm gonna have to get a home server because this video, like the video you're watching, is 10 gigabytes. Like the Sonic video, this video of Sonic Generations is 10 gigabytes. If I did not have a MacBook Pro, it would, like if I didn't have a MacBook Pro with this chipset in it, I would not be able to even like make this video for you. So, that's just this gameplay footage. It does not count. It's not even counting like the other assets used, the other videos and everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna have to set up a home server. But I mean, guys, this is it. It's about destroying men, destroying masculinity. It's about men walking away. But as men walk away from society, these people, like people that are coming here from other countries, there are many very educated people. But I'm telling you right now, the overall person is not going to pick up these jobs. They're not going to take these jobs, and they're not going to do these jobs. I'm just being so very serious right now. And this game looks so fun. I tried the new Sonic game, Sonic Frontiers. I absolutely hate Sonic Frontiers. There's it's like, I don't know where to go in the game. It's not about speed. It's about kicking and stuff like that. Like, what the heck is this? This sucks, okay? Like, I just want to run really, really fast. Oh, you need to run around in circles to take on enemies. And, like, what the heck? What about just a simple honing attack? Like, they overcomplicated it. There's, like, a million different moves for you to learn. Like, do they even want you to enjoy this game? Do they even want you to play this game? And, of course, they were, like, just like the ponies who were like, I played Sonic Frontiers and it was enjoyable. Like, these people are losers. It's cool if you enjoyed it, but don't act like this is a game for everyone, okay? Like, I respect those who are like, yeah, this is not for me. A game like Sonic Generations that, like, it's a combination of 2D and 3D, and it takes you back to, the Sonic, like Sonic Adventure, back to Sonic's origin, where it's about the speed, where it's about just, running really fast and having fun. That's what Sonic is supposed to be about. And it's not supposed to be about censorship. It's not supposed to be about politics. They're taking away slapstick humor. So, of course, this means that the games are now being censored, apparently also in Japan, because this is going to be the only version. I don't think there's, like, two different versions, like the Japanese version and the American version. So assumingly, they censored it in both versions of the game. So now, like, you can't even see, like, a bat's back anymore, because that has to be taken out. So now even like her back is gone. Like, you would see more at the beach. This is crazy, guys. This is all Sweet Baby Inc. This is 100% Sweet Baby Inc. Like, bro, it's a bat. It's a bat. And trust me, over time they'll find. It's surprising that they did not make her larger. So, for example, maybe a bit, and change her facial look to make her look, less attractive facially, because that's what they've been doing with games like Silent Hill 2 Remake, where they made the characters look extremely ugly, and these were not the original character designs. We saw the books, so they released like a sketchbook of how the character designs were supposed to look, and they completely changed them to make them ugly. And even then, you had the wokedivists who just were not satisfied and still complaining that the characters were still too attractive and were pandering to the male gaze. Like, guys, these are people who said it outright. They do not like us. They absolutely despise us. They believe that the world would be a better place without gamers. This is an absolute inside job to destroy the gaming industry, to destroy games, to ensure that men stop playing games. They don't want us to enjoy games. They don't want us to have any space whatsoever. There's a video from Catastrophe Clara WR, right? And we're going to look deeper into some of this because she talks more about the situation, like regarding what Sweet Baby Inc. has done now with Unknown 9 Awakening. And This is the reason why it's falling so hard, because they are deliberately trying to destroy games for all of us. They're trying to destroy every space. They don't want men to be happy. They want us to be miserable. They want us to suffer. They want men and boys to suffer. That's why in the UK, if a boy is even suspected of being susceptible to toxic masculinity and the ideologies of the manosphere, he has to be reported by his teacher to the Department of Terrorism, and they will come and chart him off, suspend his human rights, investigate him, and he may spend the rest of his life in the criminal justice system. That's just for the possibility of having thoughts that they deem unacceptable. Oh my gosh. This is the society we now live in. Do you know where they do these things? They do these things in Marxist countries, all right? We have stories about that, where, for example, in the Soviet Union, people were taken from their homes and they were forced to confess, people who had done nothing wrong, and tell upon themselves. And through persuasion and torture, they eventually told upon themselves using fabricated statements, and then they were basically disposed of. This is the reality. And if you have someone that you don't like, you can go and report them to the state, and then the state will go and take care of them and make an example out of them. And it doesn't matter if they're innocent or not. The state just needs someone to make an example out of. This is nothing new, guys. This is not because of technology. Technology makes it worse. It makes it easier to reach people and control people. But they've been doing this for thousands of years. Thousands of years. It's the same playbook. Same playbook. Demoralization. So that you can take over and control. I've said this already. If you want to destroy a country, destroy the men. If you want to destroy the men, use the women to destroy the men. It's sickening. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video from Catastrophe. Her channel will be linked in the description, so you can go check her out and support her content.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Coming back to you with some piping hot gaming tea. The newest game that was released from Sweet Baby Inc. that was published by Bandai Namco has been an absolute flop. Since its release date on the 17th of October, it's had an all-time peak of 276 players. And I bet you half of those people were either people that were paid to play it or people that were just trolling it. But why did the game flop so hard? And is it even really that bad? There's actually layers as to why this game was an absolute failure to launch. But first, I'm going to tell you about the infamous game development company Sweet Baby and their absolute psychopath CEO, Kim Belair. The CEO, Kim Belair, has been a hot topic in the gaming community for about a year now, after she openly admitted to, on a amount of occasions, threatening people and departments that she would get them fired and cancel them if they didn't agree to her woke ideologies.
Of Sweet Baby Inc. proudly explains the method that she uses to force bosses at game studios to censor, alter, and diversify game projects she feels are problematic, terrify them, aka threaten them with the anger of the cancel culture mob. Okay, let's listen to what's said.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups, and if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
I literally can't make this up. If they didn't agree to her woke ideologies for storyboards in games, she would go out of her way and use her connections and power to get these people cancelled and fired. And Sweet Baby Inc. isn't a small company. They've worked on some of the biggest titles in the past 4 or 5 years, such as God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, and Alan Wake 2, to name a few. So, after fans started realizing that this company that had crazy ways of working in the industry had their fingers so deeply in the political guidance of their favorite games and publishers, a Discord server was made with over 355k people in it. And the name of the Discord server is Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. Like, you know, the thing on Instagram and TikTok, like OF detected, opinion rejected. And I don't agree with that, but I just think it's a really funny name. So obviously the opinion on everyone in this server is if they see a game that has any kind of connection to Sweet Baby Inc., they're going to reject the game completely. I guess people don't want nuts that force their political agenda onto other people to be making games, or to question whether their games has political agendas forced onto them. and I can kind of see where they're coming from in that perspective. Let's bring this back to the game in question though. Unknown Nine Awakening. Sweet Baby Inc. didn't just consult on this title. They were the lead architects. I guess the saying goes, don't bite the hand that feeds, because we're the ones that are buying these games that you make. And this game flopped in the most spectacular fashion, with only 150 people playing on day one of the release. This is literally great. I love when stuff like this happens. I love when you see the massive corporates start to crumble. Actually, Bandai did reach out to me individually to play this game. And when I was looking at the trailer, I did really think that it looked kind of like a mix between Forspoken meets Assassin's Creed meets Marvel's Masters of the Mystic Arts. The main character can tap into an unseen dimension called the Fold, where she can go invisible, attack people's astral bodies, and force push and pull characters. The game has just been done before, and if we leave out all of the SBI controversy, the mechanics are junky and boring, the faces are clunky, and it feels more like early access gameplay than a full complete game to me. And you don't have to take my opinion on it. This seems to be the overlapping opinion of everyone who's played it in the past 72 hours. If you look at all the reviews on Steam, everyone seems to be having the same idea about this game. The combat is boring. Most of the time you are either punching people or pushing them with your shade abilities. 2, the stealth mechanics are worse than Assassin's Creed 1. I'm not joking. And this game takes a lot of inspiration from the AC games. Me and this person, me and this person. Now I understand the negative comments. The outfit details are good, but the face animation is clunky. Death animation of the enemies are stiff. It feels that the game isn't still finished. So to improve on, AMD should be ashamed in promoting this game. And it's not just these 2 comments that I pulled up. The overwhelming majority is not happy with this game. These delusional people just don't understand that just because you put in some woke ideologies into a game doesn't automatically make it a bestseller. People don't just play games for storylines. They want to be thrilled. They want to be challenged. And if Sweet Baby Inc. can't do that, then they should just stick to being a consultancy agency. The game's budget is currently unknown, but it was definitely in the high 8, low 9 ball figures. Bandai was actually promised a huge multimedia franchise with comics, novels, a movie. Did anyone at Bandai think to play this game first? Or were they also threatened by Kim Belair that she'd cancel them too? Well, that dream has completely gone up in smoke for Bandai, and I hope they've learned their lesson and that we've learned our lesson, that the main takeaway for us is that we, the people, are the ones with the power. If we don't like the direction in which a company is going, fine, we just won't buy your games. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft.
These companies have created games that bastardize many of our childhood dreams. I look at Final Fantasy VII. For many of us, it's a very special title. And now they've bastardized it where it's filled with political correctness, you know, characters of the same sex holding hands. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but it's like they put it in the game just for the sake of, you know, indoctrination and saying, oh, representation, diversity, equity, inclusion. They censored Tifa. They've censored different aspects of the game. They've censored language. It's a different era. It has to be updated for a modern audience. Well, look at what's happening with Ubisoft. They updated their games for a modern audience, and now the company has lost 80% of its value and is on its way to a takeover, you know, where it will be bought out and then, who knows, gutted for its IPs, or it'll go bankrupt and then it'll be gutted for its IPs. Hopefully Elon Musk will possibly purchase it because it is a publicly traded company. And it's currently trading for less than $2 billion after it was its previous high of something like 11 or 13 billion. So yeah, it's lost so much of its value in just the last couple of years, from 2019 to now. 80% of its value. Like, they screwed up really, really bad. And there are people who are so pissed off. Like, I feel bad for those Ubisoft investors. And Ubisoft has made it clear that they're not going to change. They're like, we don't have any agenda. Even though they, in their literature and their material, they say that they have an agenda. CD Projekt Red, the creators of Witcher, who are The Witcher and Cyberpunk, they're like, we don't have an agenda, so stop talking about it now. Yet, they are actually discriminating against people and saying that they specifically focus on hiring only women now and having events only for women, and they exclude women, they exclude men, they exclude white males, but this is not any form of discrimination. And lawyers have actually looked at this and said, Yeah, this is discrimination at CD Projekt Red. And they're like, it's not discrimination. And you're like, bro, the lawyers are saying that it's discrimination. They don't know what they're talking about. If we say it's not, it's not. You said no white males allowed. That's not discrimination. That's diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now stop talking about it, because you just don't like women, and you don't like humanity, and you don't like people, and you shouldn't be allowed to work or earn and make an income. You know, we're gonna silence you. We're gonna silence you. We're gonna punish you. All right? You gotta be punished for what you're doing. All right? We can't have people like you out here. That's the type of lunatics that we are dealing with right now, guys. All right? These are bad people, evil people that don't like us. They want all men to be miserable. They don't actually like women. They want to destroy the identity of women. They want to make women just basically anything. They want to make men, you know, remind men that they are basically just there to serve and sacrifice, and you are not going to have a good time. All right? They want to torture us. That's, guys, in our own country. All right? A country without its men is not a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. And you know where these people ultimately end up? They end up either living in mansions, or they end up flat broke. Like, look at Anita Sarkeesian, like, at all the evil that she did, and like now she's like looking for a job in the gaming industry, I guess. Like, she made tons of money off like feminist frequency or something. You know, those series of videos that she made years ago, like criticizing the gaming industry and video games and tropes and so forth. She's very much responsible for companies like Sweet Baby Inc. And now she's looking for a job in the gaming industry. Obviously, she'll land at a company like Hit Detection, which is another one like Sweet Baby Inc. Or maybe she'll go form her own company like Sweet Baby Inc., dedicated to doing this type of thing, and going around to companies and saying, if you don't work with us, you know, we'll basically put you on blast and destroy your reputation. Your game will never make it out of the gate. That's all that they're doing. All right, look at what Kim said. Go to your your managers at these companies, go to the marketing team, and let them know, you know, what they're going to experience if they don't give you what they want. If they don't give you what you want. These people are horrific. All right? This is full-blown HATE. What do you guys think of this? I want to know your opinions, guys. Do you agree that this is only going to leave a black eye on the industry? We are heading towards a video game crash. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better, because many of these games have been in development for years. Like the censorship that we're seeing in this game, they've likely been working on this remake for like 2 years, like our remaster for like a year or two now, for a while. So this is something that they cannot shut down. A lot of these projects are already there. They can't turn around and remove this stuff or redo the audio, or like, guys, the work has already been done. It will result in, you know, these games have already been made woke. So it's within the DNA of the games. They cannot go back. They can only basically just try to play it off as best as they can. You know, I just went online and I went onto Steam to see if Sonic Generations was on there for an affordable price. This game originally came out in like 2011. All right, 2011. I had it on my wish list. Unfortunately, I didn't purchase it. I guess I was waiting for the next Steam sale so that I could pick it up. Yeah, I guess that's not happening because it's currently selling. It's currently $44.99. My guess is that it was cheaper than that, and then they increased the price. I wish I had picked it up now, but then again, maybe it was $19.99. I don't know. But now it's $44.99 for the game. And like I said, Steam games are just long-term rentals. And then for the new versions, Shadow Generations, that's $49.99. So basically, they're like, yeah, either you can purchase the older game, but it's, guys, that's a $9 game, that's a $10 game, or $5 game. All right, that's an old game that's been out for like 14 years. That's a 14-year-old game. 14-year-old game. Like, this is the industry, the gaming industry right now, where they want to milk you for everything and anything they can get out of you. And the only thing we can do is to say no. What do you guys think regarding everything we discussed here in the comments? Let me know your thoughts and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.